lesson 10.5. This lesson is going to be almost the same as yesterday's lesson, so I'm going to try to go quickly and get through it. We're going to start off with the expression 3 1/3 minus 1 5/6. Yesterday we were adding, today we're going to subtract, and you'll see that the steps are pretty much the same. Step 1 says to find the least common denominator. To do that, I'm going to make my list of multiples and realize that I can get to 6, and 6 will be the least common denominator. To do that in my first example, I would have to multiply my denominator 3 times 2 to get to 6, so I do it to my numerator. Times 2 gives me 2. So that's going to be 3 2/6. For this one, I'm basically going to leave it the same as 1 5/6. Let's look at step 2. I'm sorry for this. If you have a squeamish stomach, maybe look away. I'm going to flip the camera in 3, 2, 1. Whoop. Here we go. That's better. Now for step 2, we're going to subtract the fractional parts. And I have this little message in here. You may have to regroup if the second fraction is greater. And in fact, in this one, we're going to have to do that. If you look at that, I had 2/6 as the fractional parts. There was 2/6 minus 5/6. I can't take 5 away from 2, so I need to regroup. So I'm going to take 1 whole away from here, and I'm going to add it into my fractional part. If I'm adding in 1 whole, that's going to be 6/6. So my new first fraction here, or first addend, is going to be 2 8/6. To subtract the fractional parts, I take 8/6 minus 5/6 and get 3/6, and then I simplify it and get 1/2. Step 3 is to subtract the whole numbers and then combine. So the whole numbers that are left over are 2 minus 1, so 2 minus 1, that obviously equals 1. And then I combine my whole numbers and my fractional parts to get an answer of 1 1/2. But then I think to myself, there must be a better way. If only there was a better way, possibly. Some of you might like this idea, some of you might not. It's the same one that I mentioned in class with addition, but we'll do it for subtraction. So first we start out by finding a common denominator. We already did that. We found that it was 6. So I change it to 3 2/6 minus 1 5/6. This is where it gets different. In step 2, we're going to make it into improper fractions. To do that, I multiply my whole numbers times my denominator. 3 times 6 is 18. And then add my numerator, which is 2. So 3 times 6 is 18 plus 2 is 20. So I get an answer of 26. And then over here, oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't see that. I take 1 times 6 is 6 plus 5 is 11. So I get 11/6. 26 minus 11/6 equals 9/6. And then it's step 3 is regroup into a mixed number. So I have 9/6. I know I can take a whole number away from there, so I'm going to take out the 6/6, which is 1 whole, and that leaves me with 3/6. My answer is then going to be the whole that I took out of it, plus the fractional part, which is 1 3/6, which I would reduce to 1 1/2, or simplify to 1 1/2. So these are two different ways that are going to find the same thing, and that's how to subtract mixed numbers. I hope you understood this, and we'll go over the guided practice if need be. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.